Shalom shalom lechulchem. This is a video, hopefully, that will put those at ease who think that Hebrew doesn't have any type of vowels besides maybe two. You have ah and you have I, which is incorrect. Okay, I hope that this lesson provides enough evidence that supports that Hebrew does indeed have vowels. Now this word right here, hamilah hazos, chashuv meod. So chashuv in Hebrew is important. Meod is very. So I hope you learned that and remember it. And abjad, pronounced abjad or abjad, is a type of writing system where each symbol or glyph stands for a consonant. Consonant, remember we stated that consonant in Hebrew is isur, leaving the reader to supply the appropriate vowel. Vowel in Hebrew is tenua. Okay, isur, tenua. Isur, tenua. Now, issurim are here. Ele, these, issurim hem. Or ele hem issurim. These are consonants. So you have aleph, you have beth, you have gimel, you have daleth. So these represent consonants. You have to supply the vowels. You don't see it, which makes Semitic languages very difficult without them. But that's how it was written. Okay, moving on. So-called impure abjads do represent vowels, either with optional diacritics, a limited number of distinct vowel glyphs, or both. So let's say if I have, let's see which word. Okay, again, if I have this, right? Beth, kaf, rish. This will be pure, this will be impure. I'm using the wow as a vowel. Okay, so this is boker, but how do I know it's boker and not bakar? Biker, how do I know? So what was done? We have the wow to aid in representing a vowel. So this becomes boker. This is boker. Now usually how would one know that this is boker? In Hebrew, I'm talking about classical Hebrew. Modern Hebrew, majority of times you'll see the latter form used instead of the former. Okay? Sometimes they just added the matrix acciones, the nikudos. Okay. So how would one know? By looking at the preceding word and looking at the following word in Hebrew. I will give you more examples of this, okay, later on. The name Abjad is based on the Old Arabic alphabet's first four letters, A, Ba, Ja, Da, to replace the common terms consonantary or consonantal alphabet, to refer to the family of scripts called West Semitic. Now, the etymology. The name Abjad is derived from pronouncing the first letters of the Old Arabic alphabet in order. The ordering of Arabic letters used to match that of the older Hebrew, Phoenician, and Semitic alphabets. So again, Aleph here is in parentheses because it said that Aleph never had a sound. It actually does. It's a mysterious consonant / vowel. Aleph, Beth, Gimel, Daleth. It's the same thing as Arabic, okay? So, or you can say this represents what it is in Arabic. Okay, so those Arabic and Hebrew are much alike, but then they're a lot different as well. I'm gonna skip terminology and origins, you guys can read that on your own. This is from Wikipedia. Okay. Impure abjads have characters for some vowels, optional vowel diacritics, or both. This is what I was saying. When you have beth, you have qaf, you have rish. Beth, qaf, beth, wow, qaf, rish, and that's boker. This is less ambiguous. It's an impure abjad, but it's less ambiguous. This is more ambiguous, but it's pure. Okay. Now, the Canaanites, okay, would have written it more like this than this way. So I'll keep that up there just to give you a visualization. The term pure abjad refers to scripts entirely lacking in vowel indications. Okay. However, most modern abjads, such as Arabic, Hebrew, Aramaic, and Pahlavi, never heard of this, are impure abjads. That is, they also contain symbols for some of the vowel synonyms, although the said non-diacritic vowel letters are also used to write certain consonants, particularly approximants that sound similar to long vowels. A pure abjad is exemplified, perhaps, by very early forms of ancient Phoenician, though at some point, at least by the 9th century BC, it and most of the contemporary Semitic abjads had begun to overload a few of the consonant symbols with a secondary function as a vowel marker, as vowel markers. That's what I was trying to tell you right here. Okay. Called matriz lectionis. Now, this is where my point differs a bit. Now, they've supplanted what we've done. You can go back and see that boker, we started using wow, yod, he, sometimes, and what else? Wow, he, aleph as vowel markers. After Hebrew went into a decline, that's when Aramaic became, Aramaic supplanted Hebrew as a more dominant language. Okay. And once we went into decline, so did the language. And who took that over? We already know who took that over. They were taking it over long before we even fell. Okay. So understand that Hebrew is a convoluted language now. When I say convoluted, it has a dark past because of what happened to us, and who has it now, and what has infiltrated it. And again, this is why I was trying to make sense. You have, after every single captivity, what happens to a people? They bring in what their captors know. So they take after the captors. And the same thing goes back to language. You start fraternizing, you start developing relationships. Those same words muddy your language, or you can say it helps your language. I'm not sure how you would take it, but that happened after every captivity. Okay, so Hebrew is not what you call pure. There isn't a language that is. Okay, again, we started talking with whom? Our cousins. And our cousins, that's Yishmael, right? So they have their own form of talking, their own form of language, and we have our own. So naturally, as we speak, things will be interchangeable. It only went into decline because of our wickedness. Okay? And sorry if I strayed so much. This practice was at first rare and limited in scope, but but became increasingly common and more developed in later times. Okay, let me take this off and I will give you examples of this. Now, this is how it's spelled with the vowels underneath. Abjad. Now, when you see a gimel and this sign here in modern Hebrew, it makes the sound of j, because we don't have a j in Hebrew, only in Arabic. And this is why this is back and forth saying that, because of Arabic having the j sound, so does Hebrew. Arabs usually say that. Okay. So again, abjad. When you see this sign again next to a gimel, it makes a j sound. The same thing when I have a sadi and I have the sign there, it makes a ch sound. So this, guess what this is? This usually would be fa, but this is chips, as in, come on, those chips. Now, potato is tapui adama in Hebrew, but to be fancy, or anytime there is a foreign word in Hebrew, it's translated this way. It's a bit more modern. It's a lot like how Japanese translate any type of a foreign word. Okay, chips. So I wanted to try sticking with scripture a bit more often to show you certain aspects of this language. Okay, so right here I see Wayar Elohim es haor kitov. Now this word tov, it's written tes wow beth, and it's also written sounded tuv and written the same way. So how do I know this is tov or tuv in Hebrew without nikudos? So you would have to read it and then think of it that quick for you to understand. So let's try it together. So Wayar Elohim es haor kitov. Wayar Elohim es haor kituv. Wayar, we know it's from Ra, which means he saw, who saw, Elohim saw, es haor, the light. Ki is that, it's no longer used as much in modern Hebrew. Asher has supplanted that, and the abbreviation to Asher is She. That's why, you'll hear She'ani instead of Ki'ani. Okay? So Kituv, Tuv in Hebrew means goodness or best part or something of that nature. Tov means good. So what do you think that that Elohim saw the or the light was goodness, best part, or Elohim saw the light that it was good? And that's how you figure out things in Hebrew. Okay. Now I wanted to let's go to Gimel. I love the interaction between Adam and Hawa, and Adam and yeah, in this story right here. So it says Wehanahash, and I know this is we. This is an. Ha. This is ha. He hayedia, and we know that indicates that it is a direct object. So, and the nahash is snake. So it says, and the snake, haya. Haya means be. It means exist. It's a different existing than haya or chaya. let's see if I have this here. So if I change this there, sorry, wrong place. If I change this yes to haya, it'll be live, or it'll be animal. Okay, ha ha ha. Yes. Again, you have to read something, know what the word prior was, and you may figure out what that word is by reading on. Same thing in English. When you come upon a word that you may not know, you read what preceded that word and what follows. Okay. وَهَنَّحَاشْ haya arum. Arum in Hebrew it means cunning. Okay. Stealthy, slithery, that type. Mikol it means min, and then when it quiesces it becomes me or mi. It is out of or from. Kol is all or each. So out of all of the hayath hasadeh, haya is, again I said, it means animal. Hayath means animal of. Hasadeh, sadeh means field or plain. Ha, remember he hayadia, this is the direct, it shows that this is a direct object. So out of all of the animals, the snake was the most cunning. Asher means which, that, whom, or who. Which asa. Asa, remember, anytime we come upon a verb, this will be asa and not ose. That's another thing also. In Hebrew, this might be ose. It might be osa. How do I know it's asa? Well, how do I know that it's that and it's not ose or osa? Again, it goes back to one, knowing the story which you're telling, and if it's a new story, you have to look at here and this is for biblical Hebrew or Hebrew of old. Modern Hebrew, this, if it was ose or osa, it'll be like this. This wow helps a lot. So again, I continually say to you, Hebrew is an ambiguous language written. When it's written, it's ambiguous. When you're in the culture, you understand it more and more. This is why I'm saying to you, reading helps a lot. Okay? Not only that, but speaking with people. Oh no, who know? Excuse me. Okay. Asa Yahwasoh. He's the one who made. Asa means make or do. Okay. So he made, who made? Yah made. Elohim, Yah Elohim made. Wayomer. Okay, so again we have the reversed wow here. Wow mehapich. And this also, it has two functions. It is to bring together the following sentence, and it also is to show that something precipitated the next incident. Okay, so this ties together. This is why it is a conjunction. Conjunctions tie, they add. A conjunction in Hebrew, again, I'm going to write it down. It is, I better not write it in the script. I don't like block letters, but milas kishur. That is conjunction. Word of tying. Word of tying. Because it ties things together. Okay, so you understand how Hebrew works. It has a word. It's beautiful. It has a word that signifies what you're trying to convey. So connecting or tying, that's why you have kishur. So took a brief moment right there, but so you have Wayomer el Haisha. So he said what? Who's he? I don't know which he. He said is the snake said. The snake said to Haisha, the woman. Remember, Ish in Hebrew. Ish means man. Isha means from man. Okay, it means woman. Okay, because it's from man. Now in modern Hebrew, what they're trying to push still is a gever. Not everyone can be gever. Gever is a mighty man. So, and then geveres or isha, they still keep for woman. Okay, this they use for man now instead of ish, but we already know ish. Okay, why it signifies so much biblically. So gever, not everyone could be gever. Okay, that's it, and it comes from gaveru. Gavar. Gaveru is they were mighty, or they became mighty, or strong. Okay, so that's where gever comes from. Now everyone can be strong. Okay, and biblically it was used for mighty men, for people who had strength in like the army, you know, that type of service. So okay, Isha. So he said to the woman, Af ki. Af in Hebrew is even. Ki is but or because. So together, what is the equivalence? This would be like hasn't, didn't. It's trying to draw the person in asking them, didn't something happen? Didn't he say something? So it's afki amar. Okay, so amar we know is said. He said. Okay, so who said? Elohim said. So didn't Elohim say lo sochelu mikol es hagan? Didn't he say not to eat from the tree of the garden? Mikol es hagan. And we continue. Watomer, and she said, because we have the tau here, we have where, we have the to, so it becomes Watomer Haisha, and she said, the woman said to the snake, Mi peri es, from the fruit. Peri is fruit. From the fruit. And notice I don't have a he here to indicate that it is a direct object, right? So, and that's, again, I'll go into that more into grammar, but for right now we'll just stick to this. Mi peri es, from the fruit of the tree from the fruit of the tree of the garden. There we go. Can be eaten or is eaten. Okay, this is a passive verb, and translating this into English is getting more and more harder. So she states, the woman states to the snake that from the tree, from the fruit of the tree of the garden can be eaten, right? And mi peri ha'es asher besoch hagan, and from the fruit of the tree which besoch means in the midst or in. When you take away the beth, it's tok or tawek. Okay, tawek is the root, tok is inside, or into. Besoch, when you add the milas yahas, the preposition, it clarifies what has preceded. So, umiperi ha'es asher besok hagan, amar Elohim, and from the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, he said, Elohim said, lo sochelu, you mustn't eat. And you, this is you plural. Sochelu, mimenu, you mustn't eat from it. Mimenu, from it, or out of it. So min, right here, we have min. I will go over this in a separate video. I will break it down, and I will have vocabulary words to aid you, okay? But this is just to gloss over it, just to give you an idea how to read this without the nikudos. And again, you have to have a vast vocabulary, okay, in order to do it. Then you'll understand. So min, when you want to add a suffix, it's mimenu for us and for him. For her, or out of her, or out of it, it's mimena, because it's feminine. So what not to eat? So we can't eat the fruit of the tree that is in the garden, and not to eat out of it. It is a male. Es is male. Es is tree. So es is tree, and it is male, right? Zachar. Okay, let me write this in. Okay, Zachar. So we can't eat out of it, right? Velo sigeu vo pen temusun, and do not touch it. Bo is another in it, okay? It's in it. But when you touch something in Hebrew, what was said, you use the milas yahas, the preposition be. If you want to say don't touch me, it'll be velo sigeu bi, or vi. You will be vecha for men, and vach for women. And then it continues. Again, I will go over this. If you don't understand it right now, that's fine. Again, I just want you to follow how I read it without nikudos. Okay, so do not touch it. Lest, pen is lest. You know, in English, we hardly say less, unless we're extremely angry or we want to make a point. Lest you do this. If you don't do this, this will happen to you. You'll say otherwise. And otherwise in Hebrew, modern Hebrew, is ahereth. Okay? So do not touch it, lest you what? Lest you what? What do you think will happen? You'll die. Temusun. Moth, this comes from the word moth. After it becomes a verb. Meth, he died. And then this is what's the word for it in English? Incomplete action, or so-called future tense. So this is saying that you as in plural, okay? Pen temusun, you will die. Of course, Hawa is stating that she's included in you, so it's Adam and her. You will die. Okay, this is where you go back to third person, first person, and second person. Okay, so who's speaking and about whom is she speaking? So next, Wayomer hanahash el haisha lo moth temusun. Lo mot temusun. Okay, so again, Wayomer, and he said, who said? Hanahash said, the snake said, to el haisha, to the woman, lo, no, or not, moth emusun. Moth, I said this means die, and in order for you biblically to say something indeed, to give a to make it sound even more threatening, you can say, or dire, or to put more significance upon what you're saying, you would use of two verbs, the same. So the same verb but twice in a different way. So moth is the infinitive, and we'll go over this. Don't worry if you don't know what it is right now. But this is infinitive, and then you will use either the so-called past or present or future tense, which is the complete or incomplete tense. So it just makes it sound even worse, or else, So lo moth temusun. No, you won't. You won't surely die. This is die and die again. So die. You won't surely die. Again, Hebrew is beautiful. It symbolizes, no, I'm saying this to you over and over. You won't die. I'm putting pressure on the verb. So this won't surely happen. Okay? Ki yodea. Now this is yodea. Now you might say, well, this is yada, which is the past tense, so-called past tense. But I know that this is yodea, not by looking at it, because in modern Hebrew, this would be past tense, okay? But biblically, this is how yodea would be, okay? Yodea in modern Hebrew will be like this. This is less ambiguous than this. As I said, this can be anything, okay? But because you know the story and you've heard it, I've heard this many times in Hebrew, I already know what this is going to be, Yodea. And I've read it so many times that I already know. I can put these things together. If you don't, then you'll struggle. So we had the opportunity those days, ancient days, to talk amongst each other, to sing amongst each other often. So we already know what these stories were. We had it embedded in us. Okay? Because of the long captivity, we forgot all of this. Okay, so Ki Yodea Elohim, Ki Beyom Acholchem Mimenu ונפקחו עיניכם והייתם כאלוהים יודע טוב ורע. Okay, I'm going to stop here because this is going to take me a while to decipher and tell you, and I don't want this to go on too long. Okay, so I hope you've gotten a lot out of this. Okay, try going back and forth with the Hebrew with vowels and without vowels. Try making yourself a list and see if you can read it with and without the vowels. Okay, so what I used to do also was, this is ha ve'even hashoham, and this is not hashehem. I already know because of this. Okay, what's that gonna be? Even ha-shoham. I can put these in. I don't need these, really, unless I don't know what that word is, or that word is very difficult for me to pronounce. Okay, so with a have, ha-aris, ha-he. Now this is he. This is a phenomena, if you want to call it that. This is who in Hebrew. Who means he, but sometimes it's she is written this way. he. I have a Tanakh that's anytime you see who, it's written this way. And this is how ancient Hebrew would have written it. Okay, there is no wow, there is no yod. Personally, what I think, and this is only my opinion, okay, there are many Hebrew verbs that, like you have this verb, let me write it in, verb here, lon, and then you have lin. This is how it was written biblically, and then this is how it's written in dictionaries. Lon, okay, it means to lodge for the night. Okay, I would say lanti, as in I lodged. Okay, or lan, I am lodging, or he is lodging. Okay, but this, it used to be a yod, and then it was changed to wow. Same thing with what I think of how this is. Okay, there's certain things that were changed in Batanach, in the Tanakh, right? So be careful of certain things. But for now, just read it. Just read it, okay? And again, I see that this is a teis, wow, teis tov and not tuv. Okay?